Kennysart here. I thought I'd go out this morning and drive around and see what I can find. We had a big flood yesterday, especially up at Mapleton. The river was 8 feet over flood stage, so it was pretty bad up there. I'm thinking that it's gone down some now, but we'll go take a look and see what we can see. I'm standing on the bridge here looking over the Siuslaw River. Actually, yesterday was the big flood stage. It's not that high today, but it still is flooding. Historically speaking, yesterday the flood was at 28 feet. 18 feet is considered flood stage, so it was at 28 feet, which means it was 10 feet over flood. Historically speaking, in 1972 it also hit 28 feet, and in 1974. So this is an event that doesn't happen real often. Okay, I turned off of Highway 101 through Florence and was heading out Highway 26 towards a place called Cushman. It does flood here at really high tides and high river flow, especially under the railroad bridge where the road dips down. This is an open field east of Cushman. Looks like a big lake now. Looks like evidence of a high water mark. So the river was pretty high the day before. Somebody's garbage can floated up here. Looks like the railroad people were making some repairs. I did see some trees and stuff down on the railroad tracks a little farther down the road. Flooded fields. Those people on those houses out there have no way to get to their house except by boat. I pulled off the highway to stop at the boat launch at Tiernan. A lot of mud on the road there. You could possibly launch your boat, I don't know. This is an RV campground. A lot of people camp here in the summertime and put their boat in the river there and go fishing for bluebacks and salmon, steelhead. Looks like the swans were enjoying it, but I didn't see anybody parked there with their RV. I used to work down there in that building. The driveway to somebody's home was completely covered with water, so they had to use a boat instead of driving out there. Well, this is where I got to Mapleton, turned off the road, started driving down River Avenue, which goes down by the river. Obviously, it's not a good place to drive. Newspaper collection box. Lots of mud on the road. I think the water was about 3 feet deep here yesterday. You can see the high water mark on this house here. It was just right below the window. It's about 3 feet. You can see somebody's dumpster laying off to the right there. Who knows where that came from? There was lots of stuff all tangled up in the bushes and the trees and on that walkway there that had been floating in the water. Looking at some of the pictures I saw on some other websites, the water was just 2 or 3 feet below the bottom of the bridge. As you can see, River Avenue is still flooded partway. This is the site of the grocery store there in Mapleton. You can see the high water mark on the side of the building. This is driving back up River Avenue from the other end. Well, there was lots and lots of mud all over the road here. Seems like quite a few of the houses along here were actually up high enough just above the level of the water, which was a good thing for them. Still a lot of stuff in the bushes and on the fences and everything. Pretty yucky. Unfortunate for somebody. I think this car here is probably a total loss. Didn't look too good. This is at the Lane County Park where you can launch your boat. Lots of water here. Well, I didn't go too much farther up there. I went a little ways and pulled off at a big white spot in the road. You can see the high water mark where the water had been to. And then I turned around and headed back down towards Florence. Back at Cushman, since the tide had come in more since I went through there the first time on the way out, the water was a lot higher. It actually was flooded over in more than one place. It's a good thing I didn't wait too long, because I think the water got even higher a little bit later. My car isn't that far off the ground, so I might have been in trouble. After I'd gone back through Florence on the way to home, I turned off on Canary Road to get to where I live. And yesterday the road had been closed up there, and so I drove up there to see what was going on, and this is why the power was out so bad. There was trees down everywhere. It was a mess. A lot of damage here from fallen trees. The power lines are down everywhere. No wonder our power was out for so long. This is on Canary Road. See the lines draped along on the brush out there. They've all been knocked down by the falling trees. Well, I'm back home. I hope you've enjoyed watching my video of the flood up in the Mapleton area on the Siuslaw River. I feel for those people up there because it's happened to them more than once before to have their houses flooded like that. I'm glad I don't live next to a river where it could happen to me. Anyway, if you like my videos, leave a comment down below. Click on the subscribe button up there if you want to subscribe to my YouTube account. Thanks for watching. See ya. Well, in the last 5 days we had a snowstorm, a heavy wind and rainstorm, and then a flood. What's next? An earthquake?